This is one of the most powerful and advanced weapons in the world. It's called a railgun, an electromagnetic, futuristic ship killer.
We concentrate electrical energy, create a magnetic force in an area about this big, and accelerate something to Mach 7.
But it may never leave this testing facility at the Naval Surface Warfare Center in Virginia. After more than 12 years in development, the Pentagon is considering stepping back from the program. But the railgun may have life elsewhere, like here, on a Chinese warship. According to the state-run People's Daily, this is China's railgun preparing for sea trials. Although there is some skepticism around the viability and even reality of this new weapon, the narrative China wants to convince the world of is clear. China is rapidly turning their military into a global power on par with the United States.
China feels very insecure in its position in Asia. It's surrounded by a number of major powers. Many are aligned with the United States, and it feels to protect its own sovereignty and advance its interests that it's going to need a world-class military of its own.
In April of 2017, China launched its second aircraft carrier, the first to be domestically built. In February, the Air Force announced that its newest stealth fighter, the J-20, is combat-ready. Hypersonic missiles and advanced cruise missiles are designed to take out an adversary's warship. China's modernizing their cyber, space, and electronic warfare groups, as well as their nuclear capabilities. And the government's controversial move to militarize reefs and atolls in the South China Sea has given it a strategic advantage in an area that produces billions of dollars from shipping, oil, and fishing. There are also concerns that China's authoritarian crackdown at home could spread as the country's economic and military influence grows. Washington is alarmed. The first national defense strategy in 10 years spells out the number one threat to American vital interests.
Great power competition, not terrorism, is now the primary focus of U.S. national security.
The defense strategy also claims that the U.S. military has atrophied, and the country's competitive military advantage has been eroding. The U.S. 7th Fleet is on the front lines of this new era of strategic competition. But recent events back up Secretary Mattis's claims. In 2017, two separate ship collisions killed 17 sailors. Both of the ship's captains were fired and are facing criminal charges, along with other officers. And both of the $2 billion destroyers are still out of commission. The fleet is also reeling from one of the worst corruption and bribery scandals in Navy history. As a result of the investigation, top officers, including admirals, are in jail, were fired, are awaiting trial, or have been disciplined.
The Navy's absolutely addressing the problems that they saw in the 7th Fleet. The question is really whether or not the changes they make are sufficient, whether or not the changes they make work, and whether or not the cultural changes that are probably necessary at this point actually take hold. Right now, the U.S. Navy is still way out front of the Chinese military in terms of what it can do, the sheer quantity of ships it has. The question becomes, what is the Chinese Navy doing to make advances?
According to a Defense Department report on China's military development, the country's officially disclosed military budget grew nearly 9% every year from 2007 to 2016.
I think there are elements to China's challenge that are threatening to the United States. Certainly if it seeks to drive the United States out of the region militarily, that's quite problematic. I think as current trends continue, if the Trump administration and the United States doesn't step up to the challenge, I think that's actually where we'll end up.